Someone's got to dance.
We're all gonna dance.
I'll dance.
Yeah, all of us have to dance, and please cycle through us. I don't want to be the
Good evening. All right. What year is it? Oh, good. It's 2000. Phantom Menace on VHS. Jar Jar Binks, y'all. Phone simulation, phone simulation, phone simulation. 2000. Yeah. Sing it with me. Let me hear you. Phone simulation, phone simulation, phone simulation. 2000, yeah. All right. Not bad. Give it up for your host, Mark Hornback, the well Hungarian. All right. Phone simulation, phone simulation, phone simulation. 2000, yeah. I'm gonna see you at the fun. What? Wash your jeans, bring your notebook, bring your jokes. We got a microphone at the phone simulation, phone simulation, phone simulation. 2000. Thank you so much. You're too kind. Is this thing off? Oh, you're laughing at me. Still counts. Phone simulation, yeah. Phone simulation 2000. I can't hear you. I can't hear you in the mic. All right, let's get this next started. I know you came to have a good time. Yeah, practice your jokes now. I'm on the seat over there. Phone simulation 2000, yeah. 9/11 hasn't happened yet. I think Bill and the boat is still together. Because I'm a phone simulation, phone simulation, phone simulation, phone simulation.
Yeah. Oh, Ian's still highlighted. Hey, welcome to Fun Simulation 2000. You just got a view of everybody that's going to go up tonight. This is going to be a fantastic mic. We're still doing this online because we are waiting for me to get vaccinated all the way. That is the holdup right now. We will be doing this in person very soon. I have faith in the vaccine will work at least enough to keep me from dying. I don't care so much about other comedians' health. I just know for me. No, I'm just joking. No, it's been a fun year. I just right before we started this, I just went through the YouTube channel and saw how many mics were online, and it's actually staggering that this was something that went on for a year, and we learned that the real COVID and disease was all the comedians I met along the way. It was all of you. Could not have done this without all the comedians being a disease on society and the planet. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna start this back up at Reed's very soon. I'm working out on we're gonna have to card IDs and vax cards. I want to make sure everybody's vaccinated. And I'm going to bring my own microphone. I won't be sharing with you, and I will just put a new condom on the microphone for every performer, an actual physical rubber condom. I'll just keep adding to it. And I will be broadcasting from a safe. I will still be on Zoom. I'm going to zoom in. I will be at Reed's, but I will be in the basement where it's safe from diseases. And I'm not talking about COVID. I have gotten sick so many times from open mics. I'm just telling you. It is really disgusting. Please wash your hands. No, I'm really excited for this, everybody. It's going to be great. Everybody not in Chicago, we'll try to do something on Zoom so you could still join the simulation. We'll see how long that lasts until I get bored with it. That's kind of the plot line of my life. I do things until I get bored. I haven't gotten bored with the in-person mic yet. So everybody, we got a bunch of comics. I showed them all. You saw Ian Ryan Smith was dancing. You'll see him very soon. Really excited for his set. Galaxy 10A01 was also dancing a lot. I think he's going up later, so stick around until the end. Everybody goes up again and does the fastest minute in comedy. I'm gonna kick this off because I started super duper late, and that is my style. And not to tell jokes on the top is also my style. So please welcome from New York, a friend of the room, Reverend Ron Irvin.
Yes, praise the Lord. How are we doing, everybody? Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us here on the internet's #1 after church comedy open mic. You all came here straight from service. I appreciate that greatly. No, so we're having a good time out here. I've just been doing a lot of thinking lately. I've been watching a lot of stuff. I'm gonna say it. I'm a hot take. We should partially bring back bullying. I'm gonna put that out there right now. Because I find it, they put that Hamilton shit on Disney Plus, and I broke down and watched it, and I was like, who told theater kids who love homework that they're allowed to have confidence? That's not allowed. You're thrown off the balcony. They get back in the locker. That's not allowed. That's not how this works. You can't do this. Please stop. It's great. I was also thinking about the other day. I grew up in Ohio, and I don't remember much of the context of it, but I remember there was a day where we all had to bring a frog to school. And I don't know why, but that was a real thing that we did. And I just have very vivid memories of going down to a creek and catching frogs with my father for school. And now my question is, did everybody else go to pet stores, and were we just poor that we had to go down to a pond and pick up frogs with my hand to bring into second grade? The answer more than likely was that, but I don't know. The weird thing is, I don't know why that would be. Like, it was Ohio, but it's Cincinnati. It's not country. Like, it's Ohio, but it's not Ohio enough to, like, all right, your homework is to go a gigging. That's not how it works. It's okay. My family is literally all from the hills of Kentucky. If you don't know geographically, Kentucky's right there. A lot of people in Cincy came from, like, Appalachia, and that's my family. I found out that my great grandmother had the same maiden name as married name, so that's always fun. And you guys want to know what that means? Do you want to do the math? I can do it for you. That means that I am only second generation, not inbred. So yeah, no, it's fine. You can all you want. I'm the one who has to fucking live with it. What are you talking about? Jesus. Like, I just lost, like, I recently, about a year ago, I got done losing about 90 pounds, and that was no, stop. It's literally all for nothing because my hillbilly DNA will not let me live past 52. That's not how it works. Like, that shit is the thing that gives the least fucks about how many sit-ups you can do. It doesn't care. I will be 54. I will be in a Marriott Inn in Kansas City, and I will miss my feature spot at the Chuckle Hut. It's exactly what's going to happen. Madagascar 3 is going to be on the television. I will be alone. I see it. I don't need a time machine. It's just right there. Nobody tells you you're white trash, by the way. I'm just putting that out there. You just move to a major city one day and kind of figure it out for yourself. You put the ketchup on your mac and cheese or some shit like that, and somebody gives you a weird enough look, and you're just like, oh God, what have I done? And that's here we are. I think part of an adult, though, I will say, I think part of growing up and being an adult is realizing that a lot of country music actually fucks really hard. Gonna put that out there. Contemplate that one for a little bit. No, it's great. I think a lot of us, I'm 30 now, so we're getting older. I'm a millennial. I'm gonna guess a lot of us are millennials, right? You guys are just turning into boomers, and it's really fucking depressing. I'm going to be honest. It's really sad. It's really sad to watch. Is boomer just a state of mind? It's not a generation. It's just eternal throughout the years. Like, that's, if there's anything that's guaranteed in life, it's death, taxes, and you will become a fucking boomer. Fire up those CCR records right now, because that's how it's going down. Let's ride it out, baby. I just think we don't have much room to talk or complain about. I just think the generation that started real life adult Quidditch leagues probably needs to watch its fucking mouth about an opinion on anything. I'll just put that out there. Also, don't let Gen Z know that was a thing that happened, because that's all the ammunition they need. If they find that out, we're done for. We're dead. All right. My name is Ron. My special's on Pornhub. Give it up for your host.
Yeah, Ron Irvin from the front lines of the Generation Wars. Okay, I have to, I don't want to walk through my house right now, but I want to point out that my wife put on this stream onto the big screen in my living room. So so now I can see what people are seeing. And the weirdest thing is it's putting up closed captioning, and I don't know where that's coming from, and it's very accurate, and it's even censoring out swear words. It's the weirdest fucking thing, and I want to see when it says that. This is very interesting, but sorry, I'm freaked out. Maybe I'll take a tour after our next comedian and show you guys what I'm talking about. It's pretty wild. Please welcome, in the meantime, Catherine Yoon.
Yeah.
Ooh. I've never been to this open mic, but I've seen like a Jar Jar Bing as your iconic character or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love Jar Jar Bing. Like I masturbate to him all the time, you know. Him and the penguin from the baby Happy Feet. So it's my thing. I'm a nation. I'm a nation, and people like. I mean, like for me, actually, escaping North Korea was pretty easy because I'm not North Korean. I used to actually, when I was young, I used to have a goldfish named Jeremy, and Jeremy actually jumped out of the boat and killed himself.
Aw.
And I was like, oh, maybe I guess like that's like the first successful suicide attempt in my family. I came to the U.S. like 2 years ago, so I don't know much about American culture or history. But I went out on a date with this guy. I'm sure you just call him a guy. And he told me he was part of KKK. And I didn't know what KKK was. So I was just like, but he was cute. He was really cute. So I was like, maybe it's a boy band, you know? Like, what's your greatest hit? They didn't have any. They just had a lot of hate crimes. He lives under a bridge now. So I'm getting old. I'm getting old. I know it doesn't look like it. I'm 97 years old. But Asians look like this until we wither and die. But for me, people's judgments towards you change as you get older. Like when you're in 20s, when you do 9 shots, people are like, oh, it's a party. But when you do 9 shots in 30s, like your parents called it a suicide attempt. And and also like people are way nicer like to younger people and more tolerant over them. It's like I got into a car accident with my cousin the other day, and my cousin is like way younger than me, and she and like it's just everyone just all fawning all over her, you know, like it was just all about her just because she was dead. But I was in the car too, you know. Okay. And then also like dating becomes really hard. Like it gets harder. Like you're like your standard gets lower and lower as you get older. And like the other day I was like alone at home, but like alone. Like I was just like lonely. And I heard like this dog barking into the night. And like all I can think about was just like, is he single? He sounds aggressive. He should come over. I'm always just like fascinated by America and how about the American gun culture, and I just wanted to tell American, you know, like your culture, like listen, American, you know, as a nation, you have a problem with guns. When your favorite store is called Target. That's my time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Catherine Yoon. That was awesome. So you can see the ghost of her behind me because that's the big screen. I'm gonna show you guys how weird this is. There you go. Everybody's on the big screen behind me. This is very odd. But also I want to show you something in my house. These are 2 sombreros, and whenever somebody comes to do any work in my house, I take them down because I don't know if they're offensive. So that's like I don't know.
Oh, you're behind you.
Oh no, God, he's looking right at me. What the hell? Okay, I don't like it. And then she's behind me. I'm gonna wait 1 second. Okay, I don't know how long this is gonna take. I'll try to mimic myself.
Oh,
It's gonna keep happening throughout the night. Oh, you can't see it too. Can you see on there? Can you see me behind
too
it?
bright.
All right,
Yo,
we're gonna
is, that,
keep
is the
going.
Twitch chat going off?
I don't know what's happening. I hope so. I never joined the Twitch chat. Hi, Twitch people. This is my house and my dog behind me as well.
Poggers.
He just threw up a little bit ago, so he's doing all right. Our next community coming up. Please welcome Andre Madrano.
Thanks for having me. It's good to see everybody. Hope you're doing well. I feel like we're coming around the corner to the end of the pandemic. I did my first 2 in real life spots this week. Feel pretty good. I'm going to remember this time, as long as I live, as the time that I realized people lie about being empaths. I have a lot of friends who tell me that they're empaths, and a lot of those same friends think that Jeff Bezos should pay more in taxes and the 1% of the richest Americans get away with murder and all that shit. And the definition of being an empath is the ability to put yourself in another person's shoes. And you don't have to be a billionaire to know that would be fucking awesome. So if you're hating on that, you're not an empath. That's fine. Vax to the max. I'm pretty stoked about that.
Yeah.
Woo! And I know there's a surprising amount of people who like don't trust vaccines or don't want to get them and all that stuff. And I'm not going to say respect them, but I understand like the manifestly insane people who are just like, no. But then there's some people that like try to present themselves as reasonable and then like say stuff like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Like I got vaccinated. It's just like my arm hurt for like 5 days and I Googled it and it's some scary stuff. And I'm like, the pain in your arm isn't the vaccine transmitting your location to the CIA. And then they're like, of course not. They're sending it to Mossad because, they control all that stuff. I watched Billions kind of begrudgingly, finally, because I'm running out of stuff to watch. And I am shocked at how much they talk about plays. I was like, I had no idea finance bros are all theater nerds. Okay, that didn't work. This is a teachable moment, though. Some people think like the most important aspect of stand-up comedy is stage presence. And some people think it might be material. But the truth is the single most important ingredient of stand-up comedy is love. And my heart is full of it. So it's okay that joke didn't work. I'm going to be all right. I had a lot of bomb threats in high school. I don't know if any of you guys did. They're surprisingly effective. Like every time someone calls one in, you have to leave for like an hour and a half. And I was like, why don't more people do it? And then I got to thinking about it and like, it's probably just because of how ridiculous they make you feel if you're making one where you call up and you have to hide your voice, obviously. So you call up and you're like, there's a bomb. And the secretary's like, there's a bomb? And you're like, yeah. Like, and what else? And then like you have to quit. You have to hang up. I majored in political science and I am a freelance political scientist right now. I'm working on a very exciting subset of the field where I determine what candidates, fictional characters from the 80s would have voted for. And the Golden Girls all voted for Trump, obviously. Ferris Bueller obviously voted for Trump. Maybe his girlfriend didn't, but Cameron absolutely voted for Trump. Pleasant surprise is Alex P. Keaton from Family Ties did not. He actually wrote in Ronald Reagan and never shut the fuck up about it. So a couple other things. Oh, well, we're talking about millennials versus Gen Z, all that stuff. Gen Z, like, live it up right now. They have no idea that they have 50 years ahead of them where their entire personality is going to be, I spent 1.5 years of high school locked away in my house. So do whatever you want, but I just have this idea of like some kid who's like 16 right now being like 45 and their kid's like, I want to do this. And they're like, when I was your age, and like, yes, Jesus Christ, I know. Everybody's like had to like stay home and miss your junior prom. I've told us a million fucking times. I think that's going to be it for me. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Alex Madrano. And that Andre Madrano, I was thinking of Alex P. Keaton, and I like that shout out. That was very good. To reference.
Somebody said he's a Yang ganger. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, no, it was Reagan, man. He'd be Ron Paul maybe. But no, I think that's what's going to start the recycle of generations and make the kids that are in school now boomers, because they're not going to shut up about one simple struggle of not even to go to school for a year. That's what they're going to take with them until they die. our next comedian has a rebuttal for that. Josh Mandel.
Thank you. No, I don't have. I think you're right. I have no rebuttal. I'm sorry. I got scammed, and the worst part was that I started out knowing it was a scam. And then the guy texted me, "Hey bro, it's time to cash out." And the money face emoji, this one.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? That sounds legit. I'm in.
Yeah.
And then he says, okay, give me $80 and I'm going to turn it into 2,000. And I said, wait, is this illegal? Because if this isn't illegal, it's definitely a scam. And he goes, yeah, it's illegal. And he goes, okay, word. I just wanted to make sure. But it turned out that the illegal thing was actually just stealing from me.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to team up and illegal someone else. Yeah. But he just illegaled me. I will happily scam someone else, but like, don't you dare scam me. That is how violated. Yeah, and so I was like thinking like, how can I get my money back? Like, how can I get my money back? And so I text him, I'm like, bro, I don't want to make this harder than it has to be. My uncle's a cop. Can you just give me the money back? But my uncle's a life coach. And I think he might know that. And he's not a good life coach because he probably would have told me, don't invest in 19-year-old entrepreneurs. And so I just, I wasn't going to get my money back. And that was the end of the story. But have you ever been robbed by someone you have mutual friends with? Because we ended up at the same party and I was looking at him like, oh, I want to get my money back, but it would be so embarrassing to get robbed and lose in a fight. So I played it cool. I decided to be peaceful. Kind of like Jesus. Some people have told me it was Jesus-like. I wouldn't say it myself, but a little Jesus-like. And so, I'm peaceful, and then we're out all night and we end up at IHOP. And he orders so many pancakes, like more than would fit here, pancakes. Like so many pancakes that halfway through making it, they had to go to another IHOP and pick up the rest of the order.
Yeah.
And so it comes and then the check comes and I pay my bill and his card gets declined. And he says, hey Josh, can I borrow $15? And I was like, yeah, just give me 95 and I got you. Because that's absurd. I was a little concerned that he was being financially irresponsible with my money.
Yeah.
Do you need me to financially advise you with my money? And so I leave, and because I'm like, I go to the car, I already paid. I don't need to be involved in this situation. Go to the car. He comes running out 2 minutes later. He's like, dude, we gotta go. I just dined and dashed. And little tip, if you're gonna dine and dash, by the way, don't let them run your card through the system.
Yeah.
That's just like pressing the snooze button on getting arrested. But anyways, thank you so much, Mark, and thank you all in the audience. My name is Josh. I hope you have a good night.
Yeah, Josh Mandel, he's right behind me. I think Ron, you were asking what if the Twitch chat was popping off. Nobody's watching on Twitch. That's the closed captioning. It is providing closed captioning in real time. I still don't know where it's coming from. Our next comedian is promoting in the chat right now. I'm trying to see. I can't say a link. You know what I mean? Like, I want to help you promote, but I can't say a link to the stream. It's u2.be/lz64l7xyn-k. You can check out his sketch there and subscribe to his channel. Our next comedian, Michael Harrison.
Thank you so much. So happy to be here. And the whole time I've just been watching Gregory Matthews and his kid. That is awesome. My set now has 30% less F words in it because I see your kid watching the show. Yeah? I just love too that you put on the headphones and your kid is just staring like, what am I going to do? I don't know what they're talking about. That's amazing. You know what's so funny? Okay, I don't want to have kids, but recently a woman who raised one kid was telling me how wonderful babies were, and I was like, well, then why didn't you have two? Like that, right? If you just raise one kid, it looks like you learned your lesson. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna move on. I can relate to Josh. I've been scammed a bunch too, mostly because I'm so gullible. I remember when I was 18, a scam modeling agent came up and told me I was beautiful, and I believed him, which is hilarious because I was still a virgin. Right? I literally went from "is anyone gonna kiss me" to "people should pay to look at me." You know, and not only that, but I'm not even lying. I know this sounds like such an easy one, but this is so true. The scam modeling agent, he had 6 teeth. I believed a modeling agent with 6 teeth. Right? He's like, "you're beautiful." I was like, "I can also eat an apple," you know? So what he made me do, it was so ridiculous. I had to do this photo shoot where he took me into a back alley. He made me take off my shirt. He oiled up my chest. He made me wear tight leather pants. I know. Then he told me to act tough. Right? I was like, I'm not wearing a shirt. I can act cold. You know? Which, by the way, that's the common thing if you're in the modeling universe. They always tell you when you take a picture, you have to act, you have to act basically depressed. You cannot smile. Smiling is not sexy. I questioned them on it. I was like, "Are you sure? I'm really turned on by girls that are happy." I don't think I've ever seen a miserable girl like, "Yeah, this is my moment. That's who I could build a future with." The one pouting in the corner. So anyways, what is it? I found out something crazy about myself that day. I have blue eyes. For those people who aren't familiar, people with blue eyes are very sunlight sensitive. I didn't know this. So when you model outside, they have all these tools that refract natural sunlight into your face. And as that happened to me, I immediately responded by crying through the entire model shoot. And I could not stop. My eyes just had that reaction. And the photographer got upset. He's like, "Come on, you have to act tough. You're a lion." I was like, "I'm trying, roar." Like it was terrible. At one point, there was a guy who came through the back alley. I guess he was taking a shortcut. He saw me. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm just being sexy. Don't worry about it." That is sort of the funny thing about like America. I'm not from here. By the way, Greg, you're Canadian too. I see the red leaf. You're Canadian?
I am 100% not Canadian, but I went to Canada once and bought a t-shirt.
Okay. All right. Then, well, it doesn't matter. You're officially my fan club, because I'm Canadian. Oh, shit. I only have 1 minute. I don't know when that was put up. So I guess thank you guys so much for having me. I put up a sketch in the chat room. Check it out and subscribe to my YouTube. Cheers. I'm Michael Harrison.
Yeah, Michael Harrison. He's still behind me. Oh, now Greg's behind me. That's really freaky. Oh man. Oh no. Thank you, Michael Harrison. Again. Yeah, I think we're on the topic of scammers and being scammed, and I haven't been successfully scammed yet, but I know there's a guy in Chicago that runs this scam, and I'm going to describe this scam because I want to see how it works. He doesn't. He's not around in the winter. He only shows up in the summer. He's back in town, and he drives a really nice car. He drives like a Mercedes SUV, and he pulls over on the highway and acts like he's broken down, and he like flags people down. And when they go to help him, he tries to sell them jewelry. That's what he does. He just goes like, "Here, man, I got this really cheap jewelry now that I got you here." I don't understand how enough people get scammed by that for him to just do that as a full-time job every summer that he gets to winter somewhere else. Or if just don't buy a Mercedes SUV. They're just really terrible, and you'll be selling gold to pay for the expenses and the tows. Our next meeting coming up. Please welcome Olivia Witt.
All right, thank you. I realize I have like a lot of open doors with dark corners behind me. If you see anything, do not tell me. I live alone. Just don't mention it. It's really bad. I just came from a yoga class. One of the things I love yoga classes, so it's a real problem when I go to these because they're like, picture your happy place, and I'm picturing just a different yoga class. I don't really know But I've gotten to yoga because I got diagnosed with a condition called HS, which is like, it's like a skin thing. It's caused by stress. It's like really not a big deal. The worst part about it are the Facebook ads I receive for it. I get like HS awareness ads, which like, I'm aware. I'm not the person who should be seeing this ad. Or I should have seen it like 2 months ago when I didn't know what was going on with my body. And I went to the doctor and the doctor was like, I don't know what that is. And then left me alone with my thoughts. That would have been a great time to see that ad. But no, I keep getting this one ad and it is just this like very generic looking white guy. And then it's block letters that says, I won't let HS define who I am. And I think if I ever see this guy, I'm just going to be like, oh my God, you're the HS guy. That's your whole thing. That's you. I started going back to therapy, which has been fun. My therapist, I keep asking her for advice and she keeps telling me, Olivia, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. And I'm sort of like, well, then what the fuck am I paying for? Right? I will pay you 3 times the amount of money I'm currently paying you if you make every decision for me for the rest of my life. I don't think you understand that's how much I want that. People say like, oh, you shouldn't have arranged marriages, but you know what? Find me a motherfucking find, catch me a motherfucking catch. Just, I don't want to deal with it. My friends keep telling me to like get more into casual sex. They're like, Olivia, you need to go out there and just like not get too attached to these guys, not get too attached, just go out there, bang a guy and just think of it like playing tennis. And I'm like, okay, well, tennis literally starts with love. So I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. I did just get out of a relationship. This was like my first big relationship, my first big boyfriend, like serious. And I'm 24 and this definitely should have happened when I was 16. I feel far too old for it. Like I'm going through it and I'm like crying, being like, I should call him, but first let me call my car insurance representative. I'll be somewhere and they'll be like, oh my God, they're playing our song. And I'm like picking up my dry cleaning. So it just seems kind of weird. I'm like calling my mom being like, I just want to get back together with him. And also an air fryer would be really nice to own. All right. Well, that's everything I have for tonight. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you, Olivia Witt. I'm not going to let high school define me either. That's what I felt like when you said HS. I feel like Michael Harrison is still here. I feel like Michael Harrison should just be the every Joe for disease awareness. Like just right there, like, I got HS, so what? How do I fix this? Like just not a big deal.
I can take it.
God.
Yeah, whatever.
He'll take it. Yeah, see, there you go. He's ready for your acting gigs. Former model Mike Harrison. Our next comedian coming up is in a beautiful Shire. I just need to find him. There we go. Ian Ryan Smith.
It's great being 24. I remember when I was 24. It's today, right now. I'm 24 right now. It's awesome. I still have cartilage. That's so nice. My brain's not fully developed yet. How cool is that? All right. We have some amazing technology here, folks. Let's give it up for technology. Yeah. Clap, please. You don't have to clap. It's okay. Technology. And the reason we got this technology is a long time ago, we decided that it was okay for girls to do math. And we stopped burning every girl who knew how to do math because we thought they were witches. Because in the olden days, it was like, she's a witch, burn her! And be like, oh, I'm not a witch. Oh, yeah? Well, if Old MacDonald has 8 chickens, 4 cows, and 3 pigs, how many animals does Old MacDonald have? 15? Oh, 15, huh? She's a witch! Burn her! Yeah, we used to be God-fearing Christians, and now we have smartphones. So I think that's a win.
Yeah.
My soul be damned. I know what you're all thinking, and I'm not gonna address it because I never mind. Okay. Incels. Let's talk about incels. I feel bad for these men because they just say the weirdest shit to try and get laid. Like, I want to know what's going on in their brain stem when they say the stuff they do. Because one time a woman, she told me, I love it when women complain to me about incels, by the way, but that's another story. She was telling me about this dude who was trying to impress her by saying, hey, I can edge for 2 hours with a silk sheet. You'd be no match for me. It's like, yeah. Oh, you can fuck a thin layer of worm shit for 2 hours. Congratulations. It's fucking Amazon rainforest down there. Yeah, she'll definitely want to fuck you now. And then another thing incels do is when they're texting a woman and they're like, hey, would you like to fuck me? And the woman's like, no. And then the guy's like, well, you're an ugly whore bitch slut. It's like, what? First she says no, so you're like, I'm going to call her in names. Then she'll definitely want to fuck me. That's for sure. Nothing gets a girl going than being called a bitch and a whore slut. That's really going to get those juices flowing. No. Whatever happened to, hey baby, how you doing? Or maybe just leaving women alone. That's an idea. It's a great idea sometimes. It's good to have me time too. Always gotta have me time. Speaking of me time, I'm starting a new I'm starting a new online phone service where you can call me and I'll tell you that I believe in you. I'll charge $10 per I believe in you. Okay, that's my time.
Yeah. Thank you, Ian Ryland Smith. You can see him behind me. Ian, I hate to say this, but I feel like you probably would get burned for being a witch back then too. I don't know. Being too smart for your own good. I can also edge for 2 hours with this cactus right here. Shoved up my butt. That's where I put it. It's a giant cactus. I'm just kidding. Our next comedian coming up. Very excited for Bontrager from Chicago.
Hey, how's it going? Oh yes, my voice is registering digitally. Thank you, computer. I think I figured out how to pull on Ian's pigtails there. Just mention that looks like Dogecoin's about to stabilize at 40 cents. Yeah. Don't kill yourself, Ian. I'm sorry. And also don't kill me in a shooting. You know what everyone says with the shooting thing. Man, Ian Ryland Smith. I heard he punches tomatoes just because it's fruit. Anyways. Speaking of suicide, I'm gonna kill myself before you guys kill me. But I'm not gonna do this passive aggressive shit with the note and hoping you find it next to my body with the eyes carved out with the Cadbury eggs or like Peeps maybe, because then the Peeps could expand. And anyways, fucking Peeps, my friends. They got tropical Peeps. Check it out. But yeah, you know, I don't know. The note's too passive aggressive. I want suicide fireworks. You know, however it goes down, like the toaster in the bathtub or whatever, or toaster in a hot tub full of Kool-Aid, just so I'm flavored nice, and then it shoots off a bunch of suicide fireworks that just spell out like, you know, you're not supposed to spell suicide. I just want to say suicide fireworks behind Mark's head. Yeah, it's just fucking bullshit. If you want to hire me, I will consult you on your suicide. We'll make it fabulous. It'll go down in the history. You hear of Amelia Earhart? I consulted her. So Iron Man, we consulted. Oh, you thought he was doing it. Oh, in the heat of the moment. No, suicide attempts. He paid Doctor Strange to look into the future so he could kill himself. Because come on, who wants to be married to what is it, Gwyneth Paltrow? No one wants that. Yeah, Pepper Potts needs to go. Whatever. Hot takes. Follow me on YouTube. I'm probably straight, but I also probably had more posters and magazines of Jonathan Taylor Thomas than you did. Let's fight about it in the streets. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, one of the kids on Home Improvement. He's still dreamy. Look it up. He didn't grow much, but he's movie Andre. Yeah, I want to try this one. I'll end on this. Well, everyone's trying to. No one wants to do jokes. They want to tell people how to fix the world and solve all our problems because that's hilarious. So here's what we do: solving guns. Give me all your guns. I take them. I take all the guns because all the guns are shaped like dicks. I hate them. Aesthetically, they're disgusting. Screw the background checks. I 3D print all the guns into vagina shapes, give them back. No instruction manual. Most of Ian won't be able, when he tries to shoot up the school, he won't be able to find the trigger. Even if he figures out where the trigger is, it might not even go off, so, that take brought to you from the 50s. I've been Bontrager. Thank you.
That has been Bontrager. Thank you, Bontrager. You've seen behind me. Is it backwards for you guys? It's backwards for me. I just realized that. We're gonna do this, guys. We're gonna keep going. We got the Fast Minute Comedy coming up. We walked 3 comedians. That's the sweet spot. So we get to keep moving along even faster. Our next meeting coming up from Chicago, friend of the room, Andrew Shanklin.
Hello, I'm unmuted now. Okay, great. Good to hear ya. All right. A lot of white guys, they've been talking tonight. I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna listen. You hear that, folks? I think I heard a glass ceiling shatter. Huh? How about that? Okay. Yeah, that's right. The only thing I love more than comedy is listening to women. Thank you. I'm an ally. All right. Let's see. I've been dating. I've been dating, and I'm a virgin. We talk about this a lot. Whatever. I talk about it a lot. I'm a virgin. Sometimes people will stop talking to me. Like people I'm talking to, they'll stop talking to me because they'll see a clip of me doing stand up and lose interest. And that hurts my feelings because I'd rather they dislike me as a person than they dislike my comedy. Like I'd rather someone be like, Andrew, listen, I think you're hard to be around. I find you very irritating, but boy, can you write a joke? Like, wow. Are you a talented writer? Your mind is incredible. Okay. When Obama was president, a lot of people were talking about how they were like, oh, Obama, he's secretly Muslim. And that's insane, right? Because you can't be secretly Muslim. Like, it's not a thing you can hide, right? Like, what is he going to show up to a meeting and be like, everybody call me Muhammad, but no one asked me why. That's my name now. Anything else in my life. He's like, I take 5 smoke breaks a day. The fact that they face Mecca, that's a coincidence. Okay. Yeah, the ringtone on my phone, it's the call to prayer. I just think it sounds cool, like he's like, oh, my daughter and my wife, they're in burqas and hijabs. That's just, a fashion statement. It's like his beard gets really big and thick, and it's like, yeah, it's a look, Okay, cool. The first one was, okay, people want to have a cool president. They want like a cool president that smokes weed. I think that's a bad idea. Because think about it. Hold on, that's the premise. Let me get through the rest of this. Like Kennedy, he was president in the 60s. Think about how much worse that would have been if he smoked weed, if like someone's like, President Kennedy, the Soviet Union, they're sending missiles to Cuba. And he's like, oh no, my edibles are kicking in right now. Right? He's like, oh, we're going to the moon. And by that, I mean, I'm getting zooted out of my mind, everybody. That's how we're going to get there. Okay. I don't like bodies. I hate that I have one. I hate that you have one. They're gross. Boobs, asses, eyes, faces, tits, all that shit. Let's get rid of it. Nope. I want everyone to be a brain in a jar. That's what I want the world to be. Just everyone is a, cerebellum in a vat. That's, how we can connect with each other. Okay. I am a teacher. That's kind of an interesting job, I guess, to some people. Teaching is one thing that I've learned being a teacher is I teach young kids. And you have to be very specific when you ask them questions. Like when I'm teaching them something, I have to be like, do you have any questions about what we just went over? Because one time I finished a lesson, I said, hey, do we have any questions? And the kid raised their hand. I said, yes, go for it. And they're like, why are my mom and dad getting a divorce? I'm like, I teach music and I know I'm close with your mom, but that has nothing to do with it. I swear that's unrelated. Cool. I have a minute left. I'm going to try to do another joke here. So when this is kind of a funny story, I think. When the stock market crashed in 2008, we went into school. It happened on like a Monday or whatever, and I went into school. And my teacher, she was like, so the stock market crashed last night, but I want to show you this. And she like drew out her investments on the board. And she's like, see, I lost a lot of money last night, but I've been investing my money for 10 years. So I'm still ahead of where I would have been. And we were like, this feels like this is for you and not for us. It feels like you're like, no, I've made good decisions with my money. I really should not be sweating this so much. Cool. Let's see if I can get one more in here. I call my mom every day, except unless I started dating somebody, then I don't call my mom. And I think that should be like a saying in life, you know, and like always a bridesmaid, never a bride. It's like always a mommy, never a mom. Something like that, I think, is maybe always a daddy, never a dad. Maybe. Okay. The punchline is there. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. Thank you, Andrew Shanklin. There he is right behind me. I like it. I feel like I would be too embarrassed to show my investments to a third grader because they would probably know how bad I am at it. Like, so your teacher probably was in good shape to get to have some children, check it out, get it reviewed, make sure it's in a good place. It's ruled by committee. Our next committee, I'm really excited to have. Last week was the Oscars. I typically do try to have him host during Oscar weekend. Please welcome Oscar Carvajal.
Oh man, Von Traeger. This is one thing that I thought when you were saying that you were gonna make the guns vaginas. Why don't you say we put the trigger? The clip be the trigger and they wouldn't be able to find it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That was just a random thought.
It's implied, my son.
It's implied. Well, I don't know. Yeah, okay, man. I guess it's like jazz, right? It's the notes that you don't play, right? It's like it's the jokes that you don't tell. I guess. All right. All right. Let me get down with my jokes. Let's talk about the Trojan War, right? I think the biggest difference that I learned from the Trojan War between Greeks and Mexicans is that the Greeks had to build a Trojan horse to get through the wall, right? I feel like Mexicans, we would have just climbed that shit, right? Like, dig the tunnel, went underneath it, right? Like, paid a coyote to show the secret places to go through. Like, we would have been more resourceful, I think, man. Like, this is a true story. In the Iliad, it says that it took the Greeks 10 years to get through the wall, right? When I was little, this lady that used to live with us got deported back to Mexico. In 3 days, she was back in Chicago, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the Greeks didn't need Odysseus and Ajax, man. They needed like Paco and Pablo to show them how to get through, right? Like that's the way I feel. But there was no Latinos in the Trojan War, right? Like none. This was before Latinos, and it was in the Mediterranean, right? At least that's what it was supposed to be, right? Because one of the main characters' his name is Hector, right? Like I think a Hector who wasn't Latino, right? Like most famously, most famously, Hector was when I was growing up. There was a boxer, a Puerto Rican boxer called Hector Macho Camacho. Like he was decent, man. He's a little dirty. I feel like on a one-on-one without swords, he could take on Achilles, right? Like 5th round, maybe hit him in the heel, right? Lose a point there, but knock him out in the 6th. I don't know, man. Like I feel like Hector Macho Camacho could have taken him, man. And the crazy thing about the Trojan War, it was all started because a wife of some dude left him, right? Like, that's crazy, man. I mean, you know, people evolve, feelings change, man. Relationships end, dog. Get over it, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the king of Sparta. You'll find another wife, dog. No need to make an international incident out of this, right? No need to load up 1,000 ships with the best warriors of Greece for this shit, man. I don't know, man. I like history. Too bad that the Trojan War is not history, right? All right. I think that's all I have written for that. Let's go talk about The Exorcist, right? I recently re-saw The Exorcist for the first time since I was little, and times have changed, right? Because the movie came out in 1974, and this is a line from the movie, right? This is a line from the movie. The possessed girl tells one of the guys, like, your mother sucks in hell, right? And it's like, back in 1974, I think that was like the biggest insult ever, right? Like, that was crazy that she said that. I think if somebody told me that today in 2021, I'd just be like, go mom, right? You know what I'm saying? Like still getting some, even after death, right? Like doing way better than your wife's son now, man. I hope they're returning the favor because I hear they got fiery tongues down there, right? Oh man. Okay. I grew up with roaches, right? Someone teach people some etiquette. People did not would grow up with roaches. Someone teach people some etiquette. You don't go into other people's houses and kill their roaches. That's rude. You pretend you don't see it until the person who is acknowledges the roach, right? And then you believe their bullshit speech about how they haven't seen a roach in months, which is bullshit because when you live with roaches, man, you see roaches every day, right? Unless they're taking too long, then you got to be honest with them. Be like, hey, man, handle your roach, bro. All right, man, that's my time, man. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Oscar Garbo Hall.
Yeah, woo.
Oscar-winning moment with Oscar. Everybody joining us can see that I have the stream on in the background. This is just what I'm doing tonight for no good reason. Just
Wonderful.
enjoying technology. You can see inside my house and my cowboy paintings. 2 cowboy paintings. All right, we're gonna keep doing this. Our next meeting coming up. Please welcome Gregory Matthews from Canada.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, a boot. Maple Leaf.
All
I
right.
don't know. That's enough. All right. Oh boy, I'm really okay. But stuff is a weak argument. But stuff is a strong argument. Think about this. I don't want to go. If your friend says, but stuff, I'm not convinced at all. But if you say, I don't want to go, and they say, but stuff, I'm in. Oh, that's so stupid. I love that so much. I'm just trying to say, it's really important. It's really important what you say, but it's also really important how you say it. Okay. So guys, I wrote a joke that is definitely going to get me a comedy special. I wrote the absolute funniest joke in the world. It's about a black, gay, trans Jew in a wheelchair at Auschwitz. But I can't tell this joke because of fucking cancel culture. Can you believe this shit? You know who else got canceled from cancel culture? Have you guys ever heard of Gabby DiMartino? Does anyone know who Gabby DiMartino is? You guys have never heard of her. So I guess it's hard to cancel somebody who's never heard of her. But anyway, she's this famous YouTuber and she got canceled. And it's fucking bullshit. All she was doing was selling pics of herself as a toddler, flashing the camera on her OnlyFans. That's not getting canceled. That's selling child pornography. You don't need to cancel people who are committing heinous crimes. You know who never got canceled? Bill Cosby. He just went to prison. You don't need to cancel these people. If they're committing crimes, it's not canceling. Now, does cancel culture go too far sometimes? Of course it does. But the opposite of cancel culture is we all cool with peeing on minors if your music is good enough culture. So I guess I'll take cancel culture. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'll take cancel culture. I don't know. Boy, I don't really have much stuff tonight. It's too many kids. It was a nice day out. I was at the park with my children, judging the other parents. But while I was there, on our way there's this guy on the side of the screaming about God, and he yelled at me and he said, "Are you ready to search for God?" And I was like, "I'm not ready." Because here's the thing about searching for God. Here Greg goes again talking about God. Here's the thing about searching for God. Searching for God is like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but the needle doesn't actually exist. But billions of people are convinced, 100% convinced, that the needle does exist because it says so in an old book. And people are willing to die for this needle, and they will also kill for the needle, especially if you think the needle is blue and they think the needle is red, then they will definitely fight each other to the death. But again, let me remind you, it's just a haystack with nothing in it. It's just fucking hay for feeding gay horses. God isn't real. Follow me on MySpace. I'm going wildly short tonight. That's all I have. Follow me on MySpace.
Yeah, Gregory.
Yeah,
Matthews.
woo.
My cat was attacking me, but now my cat is actually chilling out right next to me. There we go. Okay. Gregory, I think you are a good commercial for not sending your kids to Catholic school. And because even if it doesn't take like it didn't take with you, it's almost more annoying than if it did. So maybe we should pretending it's a Catholic school. All right, our next meeting coming up. Please welcome. Oh, my cat is going to get in my face and do something mean. No, okay. Jolly Bean. Uh-oh, what's happening? Jolly Bean.
Hey. Oh, I'm starting wearing Invisalign now. So actually, I didn't expect one of the side effects is weight loss. And that's good for me. You know what? From now on, if I find anything is getting harder to manage, I will blame the Invisalign, because now I have to complete everything by the skin of my teeth. And lobotomy, is that where the idiom "hit the nail on the head" is from? And the sign, employees must wash their hands before returning to work, that always makes me feel uncomfortable. First, it's actually reminding me some employees won't really wash their hands. And second, so employees must, so I don't have to. Well, that's the wrong message. So I believe we really need to add #MeToo after that sign. I believe one of the tourist spots with the least selfies is at Las Vegas. It's the electric chair at the Mob Museum. They say what happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas, but nobody wants to stay there that way. Jeffrey Epstein, I believe when he first went from a billionaire to an inmate, he won't realize he will soon get the hang of it. And so I watched the rodeo show recently. What to describe a rodeo show? Out on a limb. Did you realize? Yeah. The rule of the rodeo is you can only use one hand to hold the horse. So, did you realize if you only have one arm, you can still be a cowboy? So I will make my Laugh Factory debut next week. So before I did open mic at Laugh Factory, and the audience always says to me, "Good Sad, you're funny," and this is amazing. But when I messaged my set to my friend, one of them said, "Oh, you sound very scripted, and it's not natural at all." And that joke doesn't make any sense, and I don't like it. I have seen your better performances before, but not this one. After I read that, I immediately realized I've got a real friend. You know what? A real friend stabs you in the front. Yeah, I didn't say that. That's Oscar Wilde. Today, I was taking the elevator, but it stops at the floor. Yeah, that's not supposed to be. And it's because it's a floor with small businesses, so there wasn't really anybody on that floor, and it's totally dark outside. So I'm only by myself, and I was honestly a little scared by my own. But by my own, probably not, because suddenly my Spotify switched to this song, "Next to You." Yeah, thanks. That's my time.
Yeah, you Jolly Bean. Speaking of friends stabbing on the front, last week was my birthday, and I got roasted a little bit, and Patty laid into me, nail on the head, and then she doesn't even show up this week. So I don't know. I wanted a little bit of a rebuttal on that, but we're gonna keep rolling. We got 4 comics in the fastest minute. I've been sitting on the floor this whole time. I have not sat on the floor since, I don't know, maybe 20 years. I don't think I'm going to be able to get up from this position at the end of the night. I might just be sleeping here. Our next comedian is probably on the floor as well. Adam Quaslow.
Yeah.
I'm on a bed. I lay on a big bed with my wife. That reference was for 3 people. When I was 9 years old during the summer, my mother was in a mental hospital because she was too old to go to camp. And we we went to visit her. And it's so hard remembering this story. We went to visit her, and the hospital staff told me that because I was 9 years old, I was too young for them to let me go through the doors and actually see my mom, because they thought they were preventing a traumatic experience. We've all seen in the news lately how much kids love it when you tell them they're not allowed to see their parents, right? My brother was allowed to visit her because he was 13, and that's the most mature age. Turns out that, yeah, the rule is no boners, no mommies. So I had to sit back in the lobby with my Game Boy, and I don't know how good you are at crying while playing Pokemon, but that day I became the very best. Like no one ever was. And I had to be real careful not to let my tears hit the screen, because that's Charmander's weakness.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go home without him too, you know? I've been losing a lot of weight recently. Kevin Kellum has seen me. He can confirm it. I had to. I was 350 pounds. I was too fat to live. I was so fat, I couldn't even jerk off properly. Like I couldn't reach my dick. I had to grab it from the front. Like I was putting a cap on an oil pipe. Like, you know you're jerking off weird, but it would make more sense with a Cookie Monster puppet. Like my weight loss goal was being able to wrap my entire hand around my dick, and I'm glad we've reached it. That's not my first jerk off mishap. I actually once ruptured a tendon in my finger trying to jerk off. And I say trying because I did not succeed. Turns out having to go to the hospital, a little bit of a turnoff for me. What happened was it got caught in the fabric of my boxers. And for the next week, my top porn search was urgent care hours. So, Mark, no, I did not lose weight in my dick yet. That's coming though. I've been eating a lot of sodium to retain dick water. That's actually a conversation I had with another comic who's also a personal trainer. It was like, what have you been eating? And I was like, oh, I've been just calorie count, but I've been eating like frozen lasagnas and shit. And he said, dude, there's a lot of sodium. You're going to be retaining a lot of water. And I said, if I start worrying about retaining water, I have hit my goal weight. So, like, I'm just trying to get to the point where I can have sex with a woman and only her friends are disgusted. You know? Like, I just want to hear a woman say, I mean, if I had to, again, you know? That's the goal. That's my set. Thank you, everybody.
Come on, Quaz.
Good to see Quaz. Good job, Quaz. I'm now kneeling on the floor, and because I tried to get up during Quaz's set, and it hurt. I don't know. I'm definitely older now. I'm feeling that birthday. You age only on your birthday, just one full year at once. Our next comedian coming up, Stephen Osborne.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that amazing introduction. No, sometimes I make the horrible mistake of telling people that I dabble in comedy, and I get this inevitable response of, well, tell me a joke then. And you know what I do? That's when I go into my 1 hour of new untested material. I do not stop. I do not pause. They are going to hear about my cock and balls. I'm sorry, Mom. You know, old Uncle Jeb shouldn't ask me about my shitty ass hobby, you know? Not my fault Thanksgiving's ruined, you know? One thing you might not know about me, I have a very unsteady gait. I walk kind of weird, you know? And my boss had the balls to ask me if I was drunk at work the other day. Such a hard ass, you know? And he demanded to smell my breath. And I said, that's probably a bad idea considering the current environment. You know, not great for our community for you to be breathing in my air. And you know what? He backed down. And you know, I wouldn't have normally had the balls to stand up to my boss like that, but thankfully I was just super wasted, you guys, you know. They call it liquid courage for a reason. And he probably wouldn't have backed down so easily if I hadn't already like backed over him with a forklift. That's a little thing I like to call solid courage. So all's well that ends well, I guess. But no, I don't have a whole lot of responsibilities at work. I'm living my dream over here in Germany. I work part-time in a women's underwear warehouse, putting women's underwear into boxes. It's the perfect job for a pervert like me. Among other things, I get to say I'm a professional boxer, so that's cool. And sometimes I like to put little fortune cookie fortunes into the women's underwear boxes, but instead of lucky numbers on the back, it's just my number and a dick pic on the front. You know, that's how I'm going to try to get some of that German healthcare. You know, I'm going to marry a girl like that. That's what girls like, getting the dick pics in their underwear boxes at random. That's what I like to hear. But no, like, it's weird that like you can just get married to someone and then suddenly you're just like a part of that country, you know? It's a weird loophole. Like you can live and work and pay taxes in a country for years and the government's just like, that's fine, that's cool. But please just promise to only fuck one person while you're here. There's just not enough men for the women, you know, and I get it. It's like they're terrified of a sexy refugee crisis. And I would be too. If my child said that there was a sexy refugee under his bed, I would burn the fucking house down. Also, I don't have a child, so who the fuck was that kid? I don't know. Sexy refugees, terrifying. Instead of like a Syrian like restaurant on the corner, there's just a Hooters on every corner. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that at all. That's some bullshit. But no. So Johannesburg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's a good transition. No, the interesting thing about Johannesburg in South Africa, Johannes wasn't a politician. He was just some famous Dutch guy, which makes me like really excited that maybe in the future we can get a Brian Cranstown or like a Bill Berg. Maybe we can get some Jeff Goldblumberg or how crazy would it be if we got Georgetown based on George Clooney and Georgetown, right? Yeah, great idea. You guys know how they raise pigs in Israel, right? This is true. You can look this up. So it's a big thing in Israel. They can't have the cloven hooves of the dirty ass pigs touching holy ground. So what they do is they build a platform, right? It's basically a stage. So what they have is a bunch of pigs just living on a stage like a comedian would. So like, I don't know how they do that and they don't expect some kind of Planet of the Apes scenario. Pigs are smart animals, right? So you know one of them is going to be like, I'm going to do a Hamlet. I'm sorry, that's a terrible pun. But no, like, we're going to have comedian pigs in Israel. Israel has fucked us. We're going to have comedian fucking pigs. I don't know, man. It's really bad. It's a real horrible scenario. Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to get into noun comedy. I'm sorry. So I'm just going to end with this. You guys remember the murder hornets, right? Yeah, well, I thought that was going to be a big deal until I remembered that killer bees were a thing. And that gives me more hope that maybe there'll be some badass arthropods in the future. Maybe we can get some mandatory assisted suicide crabs or some slaying mantis or I pissed on your grave lobsters. I'm really, really hoping for some gang rape ants. All right, thank you very much. I'm Steven. You can find me on Tinder. Thank you.
Everyone. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled titties yearning to breathe free. That's what the Statue of Liberty should say. That didn't work too well. Okay. All right, we got two more comics coming up. Oh my God, I'm excited for both of them. Please welcome. Then stick around for the fastest minute. I know a lot of people stuck around. That's pretty exciting. It'll be a good one.
Bang.
Kevin Cullum, though.
What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing? I'm enjoying that life is starting to get back to normal, but also learning things about myself that I don't like. That I've put on way too much weight, and enough weight where I feel I shouldn't be able to put more than 2 knuckles within my belly button. Like I shouldn't. I'm getting near. I'm pulling enough lint out of my belly button that I could knit a sock. I could knit a sock at this point. That your body is telling you things. And sometimes your body doesn't tell you things like directly. It sometimes either doesn't say anything, or your ass just becomes this alarm, just becomes this alarm for stop eating like this. I farted the other day that it cracked my back. I farted so hard that it cracked. I shouldn't have better posture suddenly when I eat shitty food consistently. Like they know my name in the McDonald's now. They know my name there. All right. They shouldn't know my name, even if they do, because I ordered on the app. I have the app now. I can't even just go in and have a human conversation. I have to order on an app like I'm buying sex somehow. Like I go in there and they call me Mr. Kevin. Don't call me Mr. I don't own a house. I'm not a homeowner. You shouldn't call me Mr. I'm barely an adult. All right. I'm not an adult when I eat the same way I did that first weekend where your parents said, we're going out of town. You don't need a babysitter. Here's $20. I eat that way now. All right. I could eat an entire Tombstone pizza, fold it over in half, call it a Kevito, so it doesn't seem as sad, and then eat it like a corn cob, from one side to the other. Like we're not even cutting it. Why are we even wasting time? Let's just go to town on this thing. So that's really sad. Another thing that's sad is I worked in radio and I got laid off during the pandemic. And it was really hard to do radio during the pandemic and not talk about what's going on. And it's like very, very hard. And you have to like get out of here and sound very into everything you're talking about and tell people, well, what's coming up in 15 minutes. And we're going to have tickets to this thing that isn't going to be a thing until 2022. Don't you want to win tickets for a concert that may or may not happen in 9 months from now? Well, you stay tuned for 9 minutes and you'll find out. That's basically what radio was like for the better part of the last year. And also like, it's hard to be really emotional in it. Cause when you do, people just hear radio like this. They hear it in this, which is called pukey tone. And radio, the industry term for sounding like this is pukey. That's a real term that that was traded amongst bosses. I just want to hear like an old 80s rock DJ who's still doing it now, who has, some name like Big Eagle Head or something like that, some bullshit like that. And they're talking and they just break and they suddenly start being real. Oh, we got this coming up. Aerosmith, Block a Rocket. God damn it. My wife hasn't talked to me in 4 years. I don't know where she lives. All right, let's get back. It's Big Cat Rocks, 97.9. And he's like suddenly starts sneaking things in there. It's just his subconscious just comes through. Hey, coming up, we got Aerosmith, the Eagles by request for Tad down on the south side. And also, my uncle and I had an inappropriate relationship. We'll be right back. Big Cat Rocks. Like, I just want things like that where someone just breaks. Like, they don't even know they're saying it. That's all I'm working on right now.
Yeah, Kevin.
Good job.
Thank you, Kevin Collum. It's true. Kevin worked in radio, a local radio station, and I would sometimes catch him on the air and I would listen but I can never tell it was him because everybody at the station sounded just like Kevin. It was like,
what do you mean? We're all individual people, Mark.
No, it's funny though, because then Kevin, you quit working there and I was driving my car the other day.
They quit me working there.
They quit you.
It's a different thing.
You no longer work there. But I still thought I heard you because everybody sounded just like you. I was like, I thought Kevin didn't work there anymore.
Mark, how sad would that be if you just turned into the radio station, then you text me like, hey, Kevin, so great to hear you back on the radio. It's great you got your job back. And I'm just like, no, it isn't me.
That probably will happen because I probably will forget again. Our next comedian coming up, please welcome local Chicagoan fan of the room, friend of Reed's, Tristan A. Smith. Woo!
Hey,
Tristan,
keep
baby!
it going. Keep going for your host, Mark, who had a birthday last week and he's still coasting off that. Awesome. All right, I guess no one wants to applaud for Mark. That's horrible.
Don't applaud for me. I don't deserve
What
it.
happened before I got here, Mark? What'd you say?
I don't know. Good stuff.
Alrighty. What was I gonna say? I actually, Kevin said he's really happy that the world's opening back up. I got to be honest, I am not. I'm the exact opposite. I really I like COVID. That's it's horrible to say. but I really I enjoyed many aspects of it. Not least of which was not seeing any of you in person. Truly, like that. Like I'm gonna miss COVID just for the fact that it really got me to get out of obligations. So it was a great excuse for getting out of obligations, you know. Like before, like if somebody asked me to hang out, I'd have to like debate it and see if I could or just lie to them. And now I can just be like, hey, like, you know, like COVID's around, I can't come, and I've got to like say like, you know, like something else. I already fucked this. Anyway, COVID's great for excuses. That's what I want to. You to take a group photo. The comedy, you know, with your comedy show. I hate taking pictures, but nobody likes it when you say I hate taking pictures. But if you say, hey, COVID's scaring me, people let you not take pictures. If the audience wants to shake hands, you can be like, actually, I don't want to shake hands because of COVID. That's not true. I just don't like shaking hands with people. But I get to blame COVID. I love COVID as a scapegoat. I don't know. Like I just missed this whole thing. Somebody say something, by the way. Mark, did you say something?
No.
Okay, I guess not. Sorry. I thought I heard echoes in my head. I don't know. Maybe I'm on Bluetooth. Maybe somebody else is like on the phone too. Yep, I'm hearing echoes again. I think it's my own voice echoing back to me, which is really awful. Alrighty. So yeah, okay. I guess none of us missed COVID. I apologize. What do I want to talk about? I'm just gonna end this early. This was not a good set. Thank you.
Yeah, Tristan. Sorry, there was some echo. I think it was like your video froze a couple times. I think it was just something like that. But we'll be in person soon. We'll be in person soon enough. I opened with some of those details. We'll be coming back. You have to be vaccinated. I'll be in the basement. I'll be still on Zoom.
What else is free?
See, I don't know what is going on. Where are these sounds coming from? I'll figure that out in a second. We do have one more comic that joined late, and then we're going to do the fastest minute in comedy. Can't wait to do this in person. This is always a fun ruckus of a time. But we're now this person. Start your video, Sammy. Sammy, you're on now. Sammy, go. Whoa! What?
Damn, Sammy just sped off.
Sammy's in a high-speed chase. All right, we're just
Listen, everybody, I gotta get this in quick.
We're gonna start the fastest minute in comedy is what we're gonna do, and Sammy can go up at the end of it. That's usually how we do this. So please welcome. He's still here. The opener of the night, Ron Irvin. Go.
Yeah.
Go.
We got any baseball fans? Who's a big fan of baseball?
Yeah, White Sox.
All right, Quaslo, you want to help me out with this one? Quick question.
Yeah.
If it like came down to it, matchup, whatever scenario, would you take the Expos or the Yankees?
The Expos don't exist.
Expose these nuts. All right, thank you guys so much.
Oh my God!
Got you, dude. Really got
his ass.
Oh my
Got
God.
his ass. Got his ass.
Our next meeting coming up. Olivia Witt, go.
All right. So yeah, I know I talked previously about my past relationship. I think it didn't work out because I'm really fucking funny. I'm fucking really funny. I was told to see a doctor. But yeah, no, it was a problem because we met through comedy. So it was weird because he was like, you turn everything into a joke and, you can be rather flippant. I'm like, dude, we met through comedy. The writing is really on the wall with this one. And I wrote it in cum with my huge penis. So
got him, Ellie. Got him.
All right. Yeah, I'm done.
Go.
So when I do my bit where I say all musicians are terrible people, my message isn't that you shouldn't listen to your favorite musicians. It's that there's literally nowhere to run to. There is no safe haven. Literally every single musician is a terrible person. You're fucked in the head no matter what you do. Too bad. So sad. I don't know. I guess that's my message. That's what I went to school for. I studied these people and well, they're just fucked in the head. Also, they wouldn't have sex with me, so I'm kind of resentful of that subconsciously, but I'll never admit it. Oh shit.
Bontrager, go, go,
Yeah, go.
Sure heard this bit. I think the guy who made Twisted Bop It Pull It was a real sicko. You know, he was like, "Hey guys, I got this sweet toy. You know, you like twist it, you bop it, you pull it, you jerk it off like a tiger on meth, baby. Oh yeah, oh yeah." I don't know. I was kind of sad. Jelly Bean didn't do puppets earlier, so I did the puppet with the.
Oscar Carvajal,
go. Me and my last girlfriend, we broke up because we had bad sexual timing, right? What do I mean by bad sexual timing? For example, she was having sex at times when I wasn't even home, right? With the neighbor and shit. Speaking of sex, sex is like pizza. Even when it's bad, I end up raw dogging it, right? I have a weird fetish. Don't eat pizza with me is what I'm trying to say. All right, that's it, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go.
I thought I had a bad pizza joke.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So I didn't get to stay for the fastest minute last week. We were all roasting Mark because we had a child meltdown last week and I had to leave. But I wrote roasts of Mark, so I'm going to do them now because I don't care.
Yeah.
Mark looks like a lawyer who got his degree online. Mark looks like a guy who's tried and failed to start a podcast about painting metal Lord of the Ring figurines multiple times, and he tells all his friends that he's just got to find the right co-host to get chemistry right. No one cares about your podcast, Mark. Mark looks like he's stormed several things in his life. I think Mark Hornback's face would be a good logo for a cinnamon bun. He looks like a jolly cartoon trying to sell you sweets. Mark perpetually looks like a used car salesman who's 3 cars short of his quota. Mark Hornback looks like a guy who went on a makeover show, but the caveat was that all the clothes had to come from the Salvation Army, and the hairstylists had to have some kind of head injury where they thought they were living in 1970. Thank you.
He made the most out of his minute. Get the most out of your minute.
One time I was in the emergency room with dehydration, and while I was in there, I had a real cute nurse, and I have no idea why people get excited about that. Like, hey, you just watched me struggle to drink a glass of water. You single? I'm here because I fainted 3 times tonight trying to wipe my ass. Come break you off a piece. Bye.
Stephen Osborne, go.
So there's this lizard here in Germany called the Blindschleiche. It's got no arms or legs. And the interesting thing about it is it's called the long cripple in English because it is a long cripple. It's basically a snake. But the really fascinating thing about the long cripple is that's also the name of my penis. And that's the rest of what I'm going to do is just names of animals that sound like disappointing genitalia. So chinchilla, bushmaster, of course, box jellyfish, blunt head tree snake, horny head chub, chinchilla. How about the wet dog that smells like old oatmeal and comes every time you call it? So that's it.
Yeah.
That's our next comedian.
Go.
Hey, I'm a wet dog. What's going on, everybody? Radio, as I mentioned, very, very sad medium. Used to be cool. Used to do people used to do cocaine in the studio. Used to do drugs, and now used to hook people up with concert tickets. And I thought I was gonna be cool when I got into radio, but then my family just wanted free T-shirts from me. All right, when your family only wants you to come to their house because they want a beer koozie, that's wrong. There's more to me than a beer koozie. All right, I'm more than a man. I'm more than a coos. All right, and if you don't coos, you lose. So let's build a real relationship. That's an idea I had, and I didn't like that I said it out loud.
I liked it enough. I didn't even. Sometimes I say a thing I think is nice and it still comes out mean. Like I didn't mean to add enough to that sentence. Like I was just what did I? I also didn't think of anything in the whole last several minutes that we've been having comics go up. So I'm just gonna say an old joke that is gonna take 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Is anybody familiar with QAnon? Anybody know what QAnon is?
Yeah.
For anybody, yeah. This is for Greg. for anybody who doesn't know, QAnon is a group of conspiracy theorists who believe that there's a conspiracy of like elite pedophiles located in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And the same people who believe in that love church.
Mm.
I don't know if you're looking for an elite group of pedophiles, but have you tried the church? I think that might be like a decent place to start. Like, I don't know how to tell them, but I think that call's coming from inside the house. And I'm also started just walking through the motions with this joke. I don't even try anymore. This mic is over. All right.
This mic is over. Thank you all. See you next week. Well, that was weird.